Taking a look at the trading week beginning October 28th, we're going to be looking at the effect yields have been having on stocks and commodities. Yields rose again last week, but not enough to crush stocks. The NASDAQ finished higher on the week. The S&P, the Dow, and the Russell all finished lower, but certainly not in a complete collapse. Gold, silver, crude oil were all up. Copper was down on the week. And we have 10-year yields, for example, back up to where they were in July. That's 3-month highs across the board, and the back end of the yield curve has been rising much quicker. If that were to continue to maybe further standard deviations from the norm, it could affect all of the assets that I just mentioned. Non-farm payrolls are due on Friday, November 1st, after a very big week of data. We got a lot of data next week, a lot of earnings. So we'll be looking at what this jobs number does, because we're back in an economic regime where the non-farm payrolls number is probably the most important number. Markets are expecting a slight downtick in wages, a jump of about 140,000 jobs, which is modest, and an unchanged 4.1% unemployment rate. I mentioned we have a big earnings week and a big data week. Starting with earnings, we have 33% of the S&P reporting, 32% of the NASDAQ, 17.6% of the Russell 2000 reporting, 6 companies with over $1 trillion in market cap reporting, and 582 more reporting with market caps of $1 billion or more. Too many vital names to list them all out, but the very big ones are Apple, Microsoft, Intel, Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, Eli Lilly, AbbVie, Merck, Novartis, Amgen, Pfizer, Exxon and Chevron, AMD, McDonald's, Starbucks, Uber, and Caterpillar. In terms of data, Monday, Canadian September wholesale sales data, and a 2-year note auction and a 5-year note auction in the U.S. Tuesday, German consumer climate, the Conference Board's consumer confidence figures in the U.S., and JOLTS jobs openings. That evening, we got Australian CPI. Wednesday, German employment data, preliminary third quarter EU GDP, ADP employment data in the U.S., preliminary third quarter GDP in the U.S., and pending home sales. That evening, we get a Bank of Japan interest rate decision and official Chinese PMI figures. Thursday, Eurozone CPI data. In the U.S., we get jobless claims, the employment cost index, the PCE consumer spending, income, and price data for September. And then that evening, we get the Caixin manufacturing PMI in China. And then Friday in the U.S., October payrolls and wage data, and the ISM manufacturing PMI.